Harry Maguire contract extension. What's next for Man United's defender? Welcome back to United Daily Updates, your trusted source for everything Manchester United. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we bring you the latest news, match analysis, and insider information about our beloved Red Devils. We are committed to bringing you honest and reliable updates every single day. Today we have some fascinating news coming out of Old Trafford. It involves one of the most talked about players in recent United history. Harry Maguire's future at the club is now at a critical point. His contract situation has become a major talking point among fans and experts alike. So let's dive deep into what is happening with the English defender and what it means for Manchester United going forward. The big question: will Harry Maguire stay at Old Trafford? Harry Maguire joined Manchester United back in 2019 from Leicester City. The club paid a record fee of £80 million for his services. That made him the most expensive defender in football history at that time. The club had high hopes for him. They immediately made him captain. Everyone expected him to be the rock at the back for years to come. Fast forward to today and things look very different. Maguire has been through some tough times at United. There have been injury problems. There have been form issues. There have been moments when fans questioned whether he deserved to wear the armband. Some supporters even called for him to be sold. But here is the interesting part. Harry Maguire is still at Manchester United. Not only that, he is playing regularly under new manager Ruben Amorim. And now the club is reportedly in talks with him about extending his contract. So what exactly is going on? Let's break it all down. The current contract situation. Right now Harry Maguire is in the final season of his contract. The deal he signed when he joined United in 2019 was a long-term agreement. It was a 6-year contract with an option for another 12 months. That contract is now coming to an end. If nothing changes, Maguire will become a free agent at the end of this season. That means he could walk away from Manchester United without the club getting any transfer fee. He would be free to join any club he wants. For a player who cost £80 million, that would be a massive loss for United. But recent reports suggest that both the player and the club want to continue working together. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United and Harry Maguire have been in positive discussions about a contract extension. Face-to-face talks took place earlier this month between the two parties. Romano mentioned in his recent podcast that both sides are happy with each other. The club values Maguire's leadership role in the squad. The player seems content at Old Trafford and wants to continue his career with United. So if everyone is happy, what is the problem? Why hasn't a new deal been signed already? The key condition: a pay cut. Here is where things get interesting. Manchester United are willing to offer Harry Maguire a new contract. But there is one important condition. The defender will need to accept a significant pay cut. When Maguire signed his original contract in 2019, he was entering the peak years of his career. He was 26 years old. The club expected him to be their main centre-back for the next 6 or 7 years. So they offered him a salary that reflected his importance to the team. Reports suggested that Maguire was earning around £190,000 per week on that contract. That made him one of the highest-paid defenders in the Premier League. It was a salary that matched his status as the world's most expensive defender and the captain of Manchester United. But now things have changed. Maguire is 31 years old. He is no longer in the prime of his career. He has lost his place as captain. He has had injury problems. And let's be honest, his performances have been inconsistent over the past few seasons. Manchester United are facing financial challenges. The club needs to be more careful with their spending. They cannot afford to keep paying huge wages to players who are past their peak years. This is especially true now that United failed to qualify for the Champions League this season. Missing out on Europe's top competition has cost the club millions in revenue. So United have made it clear to Maguire. If he wants to stay, he needs to accept different terms. That means a lower salary. Recent reports in the English media suggested that United are preparing to offer Maguire a new deal worth around £140,000 per week. That would be a reduction of £50,000 per week from his current salary. Over the course of a year, that would save the club around £2.6 million. The question now is whether Harry Maguire is willing to accept that pay cut. Does he value staying at Manchester United enough to take less money? Or will he decide to test the market and see what other clubs might offer him? Why Manchester United want to keep Maguire? You might be wondering why Manchester United want to keep Harry Maguire at all. After all, there have been times when many fans wanted him sold. So why are the club now trying to extend his contract? The answer has a lot to do with Ruben Amorim and his tactical system. Amorim became Manchester United manager recently. He brought with him a very specific style of play. The Portuguese coach likes to use a back three formation. That means he needs 3 centre-backs in every match. This formation requires depth in the centre-back position. United cannot rely on just 3 defenders for the whole season. They need at least 5 or 6 quality centre-backs to rotate throughout a long campaign. Injuries happen. Suspensions happen. Players need rest. Right now Manchester United have Lisandro Martinez, Matthijs de Ligt, and Leno Euro as their main centre-backs. But Euro is still very young. He is just 19 years old. He cannot be expected to play every single game. Harry Maguire provides important depth. He has experience. He knows the club. He understands the pressure of playing for Manchester United. And despite his struggles in recent years, he is still a capable defender when he is fit and confident. There is another factor too. Leadership. Say what you want about Harry Maguire's performances on the pitch, but he is a leader in the dressing room. He may not be captain anymore, but he is still one of the senior players. He has been through a lot at United. He knows what it takes to handle the pressure. Young players can learn from him. Ruben Amorim clearly values these qualities. The fact that Maguire has been playing regularly under the new manager shows that Amorim trusts him. The Portuguese coach sees a role for Maguire in his plans. From a financial perspective, keeping Maguire also makes sense. If he leaves on a free transfer, United get nothing. They would then need to spend money to replace him. Finding an experienced centre-back who knows the club and can provide good squad depth is not easy. It would probably cost United at least £20 or £30 million in the transfer market. So from the club's point of view, offering Maguire a new contract on reduced terms is smart business. They keep a useful player, they maintain squad depth, and they avoid having to spend big money on a replacement. What happened last summer? To understand the current situation, we need to look back at what happened during the summer transfer window. Harry Maguire himself revealed that Manchester United turned down approaches for him from other clubs. In an interview, he said that the club made it clear he was not for sale. Several teams had inquired about his availability, but United said no. Reports at the time suggested that 3 Premier League clubs and 2 Serie A clubs from Italy were interested in signing Maguire. The clubs were never officially named, but there was plenty of speculation. Some people thought West Ham might be interested again. Others mentioned teams like Aston Villa or Newcastle. United's stance was firm. They told these clubs that Maguire was not available on any terms. This was interesting because just a year earlier, the situation had been very different. In the summer of 2023, Manchester United had actually agreed to sell Harry Maguire to West Ham. The two clubs negotiated a transfer fee of around £30 million. Everything was set up for Maguire to move to London. But the transfer collapsed. Why? Because Harry Maguire himself said no. The defender preferred to stay and fight for his place at Old Trafford. He did not want to leave Manchester United. Even though he was not playing regularly at that time, even though he had lost the captaincy, he still believed in himself. He thought he could turn things around. That decision showed a lot about Maguire's character. Many players in his position would have taken the easy way out. They would have accepted the move to a club where they would definitely play every week. But Maguire chose to stay and prove himself. And in many ways, that decision has paid off. He worked his way back into the team. He showed better form. And when Ruben Amorim arrived, he found himself playing regularly again. So when other clubs came calling last summer, United told them Maguire was not available. The club had seen his determination. They had seen him fight back from difficult times. They valued that attitude. Now, with his contract running down, both sides are trying to find a way to continue working together. What does Harry Maguire want? So we know what Manchester United want. They want to keep Maguire on reduced wages. But what does the player himself want? Harry Maguire has been quite diplomatic in his public comments. He has not revealed exactly what his plans are, but he has dropped some hints. In a recent interview, Maguire said that he and the club would need to have conversations about his future in the coming months. He mentioned that the January transfer window would be opening soon. He acknowledged that he has something in his mind about what he wants to do, but he did not want to share those details publicly. However, he also made it very clear that he loves playing for Manchester United. He called it an amazing club. He said that anyone would be silly to want to jump out of the club as soon as they could. Those comments suggest that Maguire's preference is to stay at Old Trafford. He seems happy at the club. He is playing regularly. He has rebuilt his reputation after some difficult years. Why would he want to leave now? But at the same time, Maguire is a professional footballer. He has a family to think about. He needs to make the best decision for his career and his finances. If Manchester United are asking him to take a significant pay cut, He will need to consider whether that is acceptable. Maguire could potentially earn more money somewhere else. He is still only 31 years old. He has a few good years left in him. There are clubs in the Premier League and abroad who might offer him better wages than what United are proposing. There is also the question of playing time. Right now Maguire is getting regular minutes under Amorim. But what happens if United sign new defenders in the summer? What if younger players like Lainery Euro develop quickly? Maguire might find himself back on the bench. These are all factors he will need to weigh up. Does he value the prestige of playing for Manchester United enough to accept less money? Or does he prioritize his earnings and look for a better financial offer elsewhere? We don't know the answer yet. But the fact that talks are continuing suggests that both sides are trying to find common ground. The Ruben Amorim factor. One of the biggest factors in Harry Maguire's future is Ruben Amorim. The new Manchester United manager has had a big impact on the defender situation. Before Amorim arrived, there was uncertainty about Maguire's role in the team. Under previous managers, he had gone in and out of the side. Sometimes he played well. Other times he made mistakes that cost United goals. It felt like he was always one bad performance away from being dropped. But Amorim seems to have more faith in Maguire. The Portuguese manager has used him regularly since taking charge. He clearly sees qualities in Maguire that fit his system. Amorim's back three formation suits Maguire's strengths. The England international is not the quickest defender. In a back four, that lack of pace can be exposed. But in a back three, he has more protection around him. He can focus on his strengths, which are his heading ability, his physical presence, and his organization. Amorim also values leadership and communication. These are areas where Maguire excels. Even if he is no longer captain, he is constantly talking to his teammates during matches. He organizes the defense. He helps younger players. The relationship between Maguire and Amorim seems positive. That could be crucial in convincing the defender to stay at United on reduced wages. If Maguire feels valued by the manager, if he knows he will continue to play regularly, that might be more important to him than money. Players want to feel wanted. They want to know that their manager believes in them. If Amorim has made it clear to Maguire that he sees him as an important part of the squad, that could tip the balance in United's favour. What do the fans think? The Manchester United fanbase has always had mixed feelings about Harry Maguire. There is no denying that. When he first arrived, many fans were excited. United had finally signed a commanding centre-back. Someone who could organise the defence. Someone who could score goals from set pieces. The fact that he was immediately made captain showed how highly the club rated him, but things turned sour fairly quickly. Maguire's performances became inconsistent. He made high-profile mistakes in big games. His lack of pace was exposed time and again. And as United's results got worse, Maguire became a symbol of everything that was wrong with the team. The criticism became intense. Some of it was fair. Some of it crossed the line into abuse. Maguire became a target for frustrated fans who needed someone to blame for United's struggles. However, opinions have softened somewhat recently. Many fans have gained respect for Maguire because of how he handled the difficult times. He never complained publicly. He never asked to leave. He just kept working hard and trying to improve. When he was dropped and stripped of the captaincy, he could have sulked. He could have caused problems in the dressing room. But he didn't. He accepted the decision and fought his way back into the team. That attitude has won him some admirers. There are now many United fans who appreciate Maguire's professionalism and commitment, even if they don't think he is good enough to be a regular starter. So how do fans feel about the contract situation? It's mixed. Some fans think United should let him go. They argue that the club needs to move on from the mistakes of the past. Maguire represents an expensive signing that didn't work out. Better to cut ties and invest in younger players. Other fans think keeping him makes sense. He provides useful squad depth. He has experience. And if he is willing to accept lower wages, then why not keep him around? Very few fans would be actively upset if Maguire signed a new contract. But equally, not many would be devastated if he left. It's a situation where most supporters would be fine either way. The key for most fans is that whatever decision is made, it needs to be the right one financially. United cannot afford to keep overpaying players who are not performing. If Maguire stays, it has to be on reasonable wages that reflect his current status in the squad. Comparing Maguire to other United defenders. To understand Harry Maguire's value to Manchester United, it helps to compare him to the other centre-backs at the club. Lisandro Martinez is probably United's best defender right now. The Argentine is quick, aggressive, excellent on the ball, and rarely makes mistakes. He has been outstanding since joining from Ajax. When Martinez is fit and available, he plays. There is no question about that. Matthijs de Ligt arrived from Bayern Munich with a big reputation. The Dutch international is still young at 25 years old. He has all the physical tools to be a top-class defender. But he is still adapting to the Premier League. He has made some errors. He is learning. Lainery Euro is the future. The young French defender cost United a lot of money. He has incredible potential. But he is just 19 years old. He cannot be expected to play 50 games a season. He needs time to develop. Then there is Harry Maguire. He is older than all of them. He is slower than all of them. But he has something they don't have. Experience at Manchester United. He has played hundreds of games in the Premier League. He has dealt with pressure. He knows what it takes. In a long season, United will need all of their centre-backs. Injuries will happen. Form will fluctuate. Having Maguire as a reliable backup option makes sense. He may not be the first choice anymore, but he is a solid squad player. The question is whether United should be paying him £190,000 per week for that role. Probably not. But £140,000 per week for an experienced, reliable backup who can step in when needed? That seems more reasonable. What happens next? So where do we go from here? What are the possible outcomes of this situation? There are really three main scenarios. Scenario 1. Harry Maguire accepts the pay cut and signs a new contract with Manchester United. This seems like the most likely outcome based on current reports. Both sides want to continue working together. The club values his experience and leadership. The player loves the club and wants to stay. If they can agree on wages, a deal will probably get done. Scenario 2. Maguire rejects United's offer and decides to leave on a free transfer at the end of the season. This would happen if the pay cut is too large for him to accept. Maybe he gets a better offer from another club. Maybe he feels undervalued by United. If he leaves, the club will need to find a replacement. That will cost money. Scenario 3. Maguire leaves in the January transfer window. This seems less likely, but it's possible. If contract talks break down completely, United might decide to cash in on him in January rather than lose him for nothing in the summer. There would be clubs willing to pay a small fee for an experienced defender. My prediction? I think scenario 1 is most likely. I think Harry Maguire will sign a new contract with Manchester United on reduced wages. Here's why. Maguire has already shown that he prioritizes staying at United over money. Remember, he turned down West Ham in 2023 when he could have been earning regular money and playing every week. He chose to fight for his place at Old Trafford instead. That decision tells us a lot about what matters to him. He values being a Manchester United player. He values the prestige of the club. He wants to be part of the history of this great institution. Yes, he is being asked to take a pay cut. But he will still be earning very good money. £140,000 per week is still a huge salary by normal standards. It's more than enough to live very comfortably. And from a football perspective, staying makes sense. He is playing regularly under Amorim. He has rebuilt his reputation. Why throw that away now? I think Maguire will look at the big picture. He will see that staying at United on slightly lower wages is better than moving to a smaller club just for money. He will accept the new contract and commit his future to the club. But we will have to wait and see. The coming weeks and months will tell us what decision he makes. What this means for Manchester United's future. The Harry Maguire contract situation is about more than just one player. It represents a broader shift in how Manchester United do business. For years, United have been criticised for their poor financial management. They have overpaid for players. They have given huge contracts to aging stars. They have let players run down their contracts and leave for free. It has been a mess. The Maguire situation shows that United are trying to be smarter. They are not just handing out big contracts to everyone anymore. They are being more careful with money. They are asking players to accept wages that reflect their actual value to the team. This is a good thing. Manchester United need to be more financially disciplined. They cannot keep throwing money at problems. They need to build a squad in a sustainable way. The way United handle this Maguire situation will set a precedent. Other players will be watching. If Maguire accepts a pay cut to stay, it sends a message. It shows that United are serious about controlling wages. It shows that no player is bigger than the club. But if United mess this up, it could be problematic. If they let Maguire leave for free because they were too tough in negotiations, that's bad business. They will lose a useful player and have to spend money to replace him. The key is finding the right balance. Being firm but fair. Making sure the club gets value for money while also treating players with respect. So far, it seems like United are handling this well. They are having positive discussions with Maguire. They are not trying to force him out. They are simply asking him to accept a new contract that makes financial sense for the club. That seems like a reasonable approach. Now we just have to wait and see if it works. Final thoughts. The Harry Maguire contract situation is one of the most interesting stories at Manchester United right now. It's a story about redemption, about financial responsibility, and about making tough decisions. Maguire has been through a lot during his time at United. He has experienced the highs of being captain and the lows of being criticised by fans and media. Through it all, he has kept working hard. He has never given up. Now he faces another challenge. Does he accept less money to stay at the club he loves? Or does he prioritise his wages and look for a better deal elsewhere? Whatever he decides, most United fans will probably respect his choice. If he stays, great. If he leaves, that's okay too. What matters is that the decision is made for the right reasons. For Manchester United, this situation is a test of their new approach to contracts and wages. Are they serious about being more financially responsible? The Maguire situation will give us the answer. My gut feeling is that this will work out well for everyone. I think Maguire will stay. I think he will accept the pay cut. And I think he will continue to be a useful player for United over the next couple of years. But we will find out soon enough. Keep checking back with United Daily Updates for all the latest news on this story and everything else happening at Old Trafford. What do you think? Should Manchester United keep Harry Maguire? Is the pay cut fair? Would you be happy if he signed a new contract? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily Manchester United news and analysis. We are your trusted source for all things Red Devils. Thanks for reading. Until next time, stay united.